Hello? I'm doing good. How are you? Sorry, I was a little late.
Alright. Sure, there's a few people on the stream.
Hi.
Alright, we got Jeremy.
Raven and Jeremy.
Let me get my audio stuff sorted out, guys, and then we'll get started right away. Because I gotta turn you up, buddy.
Yeah, who needs sports when you have PDL? That's the way to look at it, Bam.
It's better than real sports because I'm actually good at these.
I think, like most of us, that would be the case.
I used to be good at sports, and then all my friends hit puberty before me, and then I wasn't.
Looks like AM is asking what music is that?
This is GlitchX, Ruby, and Omega Sapphire, the Zinnia?
The Zinnia. Okay.
Yeah. But GlitchX has some great remixes, hours upon hours.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. We use them in several of our videos.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're here, I don't see the point in waiting anymore. You ready to begin?
Let's do it.
Aw, effects.
Cool.
Very cool. Okay, welcome everybody. Claude and I are going to talk about all the drafts, and we got a couple points today. We're going to talk about all the drafts. We'll talk about any trades, and then we'll debut some power rankings, and then we'll try and throw teams into various tiers. So we got a pack schedule, so we're just gonna kind of get into it. I was thinking we start with Shield because we talked a little bit about Sword during their draft, so we can just kind of jump right into
Sure thing.
And let's just start right at the top. We have the Big B. He's coaching the Malibu Barboach.
Oh yeah. Yeah. First overall pick.
And he took Agislash, which is not really a surprise. But
no, not at all.
Look at this fantasy core, man. Agislash, Prim, Noivern.
Yeah, that's great.
He's got bulk and speed and power. It's really good.
Oh yeah. I mean, the one, like, I guess you would say is weak point of the team is I don't even know where to put it. I mean, I guess it's like there's not the best ways of getting rid of hazards. You have Noivern.
No.
You have Surfetched. I mean, and I think he ended up trading Surfetched away for Heracross. So it's really just
which
Noivern.
Is overall an upgrade for his team, but
yeah.
No, having someone weak to rocks as your rock remover is not a great place to be in.
And I think he only has one rock setter in Piloswine. So it's a matter of, if you see it, there will be hazards. If not, there won't be.
Jeremy, is the music a bit better?
Yeah.
Like, I turned it down just a little bit. While he waits to respond.
Yeah. But, I mean, overall, I think it's...
I like the Kadabra in D tier for his team. Like, you can't pivot it in, but it's a great revenge killer. You can always do the Focus Sash set with counter, or I think he has Mirror Coat, too. So, it's great. He's got Speed and Jolteon. He's got Budget Mamo.
I really like how, like... I don't want to say I love the speed tiers, because there's a good balance between, like, 90 and up. And then everything else is like 60, 65, 50. Granted, he is getting Heracross, which does help having a, I think, base 80.
Yes. Maybe it's 85?
But just off the initial draft.
I should know. I have it on my team.
I think it's 80.
Yeah, but Jolteon feels a little bad without the HP Ice, because it's like for free, you're going to be able to bring in a ground type, but not everyone has ground types. So let's see how he does, especially with picking up the Heracross. I think his team just lacks decent hazard control. It has a lot of special bulk doesn't
Not a
have
special bulk. It can have physical bulk too.
it's not the greatest, but it can make do. Umbreon can tank hits.
Hylos 1 can take hits.
Yeah, so
Even
he'll be
Age
all
Slash
right.
can take hits if you need it to.
Yeah. All right, but let's move on. So we have Murray, who I think's new to the league, right?
Yes.
We have a lot of new players in Shield, which is fantastic. I'm very excited to see what they can do. He's coaching the Buffalo Bouffalants, which this is one of my favorite new logos, I think.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great logo.
Let's run through. He's got the Azumarill, he's got Magnezone, Trigalgy, Virizion, Xatu, Lunatone, Mandibuzz, Salazzle, Jellicent, and Galurk.
So I really like this team.
I'm,
It's bulky and it can hit hard,
yeah.
and that's all you really need for a draft. I mean, I think Golurk is a steal. Getting that, I think, is his 10th or his last pick overall or something like that.
Is that when he got it?
Because he got it very late in the draft, is all I remember. And
I was looking at one of the tier sheets to kind of keep up on it, so like I wasn't super close in on it.
the fact that it gets Poltergeist now just makes it hit so much harder.
Oh,
And
that's disgusting. 124 attack, man.
oh yeah,
I love the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz, I think, is one of the highest B tier if you like playing defensively.
oh yeah.
Salazzle's his only real speedy option, though. So
He has Virizion at 108.
is it 108? Is it that high?
Yeah.
It just never feels all that good. But I guess there's a lot less burbs around
Oh yeah.
than in previous gens. So
Yeah, I mean, the big thing here is, like, Golurk is the ground type for the team. And I'm sorry about that, but I don't know if that's, like... I always like having a good, solid ground type that can take the electric hits and take other hits if needed.
Galurk, he's not
defensive
coming in
enough for
more
my
than
team.
once. Like, his job is to come in, tank a hit something back, and then he's gonna die. But so you're usually only getting 1 or 2 hits off with him.
And if you look at what, like, back to Jolteon from both, like, previous team, it does get Shadow Ball. So,
Yeah.
like, Ground Ghost is, I mean, it's a very good offensive typing. It's not the best defensive,
No. All right.
at least in this scenario. But
So he's got good hazard control between the. I mean, I know I was just railing on it
Xatu
before.
Mandibuzz,
Yeah.
what more do you need?
Mandibuzz is a good rooster, though, whereas Noivern isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Noivern's
use
a
it.
good
It's good, but it's a lot more difficult to use, I feel. All right, so we have Bam coaching the Kansas City Kingdras, running the Zeora, the
Zeraora, Kingdra,
thank you.
Gardevoir, Mankind,
Only
Galarian
Seeking was coming in. Yeah, go ahead.
Tangrowth, Politoed, Diggersby, and Rapidash.
All right, so this is a fast team.
Yeah, and that's like that does worry me a little bit just because of how fast it is.
Yeah, you're gonna have to run either some speed control or have enough bulky things to survive, and like, so the Rapidash is the only thing I feel doesn't fit really on this team. Like, I know there's only like 8 fire types available. Oh, thanks, N. And cheered 50 bits. Ooh, thank you so much. Yeah, Bam, you're absolutely right. I'm total Papeg, so it's totally fine. I even read the name Kansas City Kingdras and then I forget the name. They're 2 spaces. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Rapidash just doesn't. I feel you don't really need a fire type here. Like, you can hit.
I don't think you
steals.
need it, but I think it's one of the better E tiers.
The flash,
there.
like, I think you're gonna, if someone's running a fire heavy team, you're gonna bring it for the flash fire, and that's, or maybe flame body, but
It had some fun checks in the tier.
it's a good speed tier too. It's 105.
Yeah. Yep,
Like,
105.
You can't hit anything with it. Like does it? I think it gets sword stance.
Yeah, it gets sword stands. It has a decent move pool. I mean, as far as like fire, electric, I think ground coverage. I don't know anything beyond that. but
That's basically it.
it's not something you bring every single week. But
No,
I mean, I like it
it's
as a
E tier.
hidden.
But
tier. Unfortunately, it doesn't go well, right, with the rain that he has, having
no,
3 water types.
no, but he doesn't need it. Like almost every week, he could bring some combination of, you know, Zeraora, Kingdra, Politoed, and Tangrowth, and then
Yeah.
you can
Kill everything
between
else, and afterwards.
Gardevoir, Mantine, and Diggersby, you can just swap those 3 out, and you can almost make a whole season with just those 6. This is pretty scary. I like this team a lot. I think Politoed is pretty good in Rain Setter.
I think Politoed is
not,
better than Pelipper. That's just my personal opinion.
I think the Hypnosis spam is just absolutely tilting to no end.
Between that, I think it's just bulkier. Having only 2 weaknesses versus Pelipper being weak to rocks and electric.
Bam's telling me they traded away Pokemon. I guess he got rid of the Rapidash.
Oh, that's right. Let me check. Yes,
they
traded away Diggersby for Goodra and Rapidash for Basculin. Missed that.
I'm not digging the Diggersby trade, but we'll go over trades later. So, we will go over trades in a couple minutes here.
Yeah, I kind of liked the Diggersby on the team just because it hits really, really hard.
And it's momentum too, and it's got spikes.
Well, Goodra, yes, is very bulky. I mean, it makes the team weaker overall to Fairy. And when your only Fairy resistance is Steelix, looks like. Especially now that Rapidash was traded to Basculin, which does help fit with the Water Rain team.
Yeah, Basculin's value. That's good value.
Yeah, that's also good value. I mean, especially in rain, the adaptability flip turns.
In rain. All right, we got to keep moving just a little bit.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm trying to keep us
I will keep
on a good time here. Oh, we could spend a lot of time on this, I'm sure. So up next we have the Nashville Noivern, coached by Egotistical Elekid. He's got the Grimmsnarl, Pelipper, Ludicolo, Toxicroaks. I can't pronounce Pincurchin. Thanks.
Yep.
Beartic, Halucha. The contrary grass user that I don't think is very good, but
Lurantis.
Yeah. And he has Malmar and Palisand, so he's got 2 contrary users. Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't understand this team.
It's got an identity crisis to the core.
There's part rain, there's a little bit of terrain, there's Grimmsnarl, and then there's setup.
I mean, he actually has decent support for the Beartic.
Yes.
Rain?
He did drop the Lurantis for Alolan Raichu.
I like that. Okay, I like that.
That does give more synergy with the Pincurchin.
Yeah, he's just gonna run into an issue where I think it's gonna be highly telegraphed if he's going rain or if he's going terrain that week, And it's not to say he can't do both. He can run Pelipper, Ludicolo, Grimmsnarl, Halucha, and Pincurchin and +1 and be just fine. He can bring both, but it's a bit one-dimensional. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with that. It's just your game plan is known as you come into the battle.
Yeah.
And that can...
Especially when Pelipper is the only defogger, I think, on the team. And granted, he has some hazards in Pincurchin, and Palisand's the only rocker.
Yeah.
So, you have screens with Grimmsnarl. I wish there was a little bit more support for one of the archetypes versus kind of splitting both, though.
Let's see how he does.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah, so it's one of those things, you may know what he's gonna do, but you still have to beat it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so next we have K King 7201 coaching the Atlanta Fletchenders. I like this logo. Oh, this is dope.
Yeah, that's a cool logo.
Yeah.
And do they have Dragapult, Silvally, Whimsicott, Vikavolt, Quillfish, Liepard, Cobalion, Milotic, Porygon 2, and Duosion? But they did trade away Milotic and Liepard for Sandaconda and Golisopod.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know how I feel about the trade.
No, I was just looking at what I see here, the Melodic, Cobalion, P2. What a defensive trio, man.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to chip things away with these, and then eventually drag... you can just Choice Scarf drag and just sweep every game at that point.
Big, pretty much.
And a nice little synergy that I really like here, though. He's got a toxic spike setter and drag, so it's a lot easier to get unassisted hexes off.
No, very true.
You may want T-Wave, but I think Lightbird gets Prankster T-Wave.
It does get Prankster T-Wave. So like, I do miss the live part. I thought there was a lot of good synergy with it before it was traded off.
So I think he's got lots of great ways to set up for the Dragapult to just win the game, because it's like the ultimate win con for this team.
Well, I see there's being like 3 real win cons on the team. You have the main one being Dragapult, which I mean I would expect to come to every single game and find some way to win the game off of that.
I think it's a waste if you're not bringing him every game.
True. You have Soul Valley, which is much better this generation, especially with Sword Stance now with hitting 120 base power moves that are always stab with multi-attack.
Yeah.
Is really nice. And then you do have that hidden tech in Agility Vikavolt, which can set webs.
Oh, Liger, thank you for the bribe, as he calls it. Thank you for the bits.
Oh, when we get to you, we will make sure we say good things.
All right.
But yeah.
So
I like the team though.
I do. I like it as I see it. I don't know the trades. I know he did trade some stuff, but we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Yep.
All right, we got the Dallas Mudsdales, coached by Shark Finnegan, with a logo that's very reminiscent of a certain football team down in Dallas. But we'll look past that. So we've got Clefable, we've got Toxicity, the new Steel Elephant that I can't...
Kaparacha?
Yeah. I love the Mon. I'm not sure he's any good, but I love the Mon. Arachnid.
He has a lot of potential, I think. I just don't think we've tapped it yet.
Skuntank, Claydol, Komo'o, Rotom Fan, Sneasel, and Haxorus. Huh.
So the only thing I don't know about the team is why do you have Komo'o and Haxorus? Like, I don't think there's a need for the double super strong dragon. But that's just my personal opinion. Otherwise, I actually think it's a really, really good team. You have bulk, you have offense, you have a couple of rockers.
Yeah.
I mean, your ways of getting rid of rocks, though, is Skuntank, Claydol, and Rotom Fan. Which is not the best, but I mean, it is something.
Claydol, I think, is pretty decent. I had him pretty high in the E tiers for if you need a spinner. But
yeah, I don't
like
think
the psychic
Claydol
type spinner
ever comes and does anything.
But the psychic type spinner's like worthless. Like if they have a ghost type, because they'll just be able to switch it in on an obvious spin and then you die. So cool. But the
otherwise, I like the team.
I love the Komo'o with the Clefable. It's like two of the better tier A mons, and he got both. So I think he could bring those two every week and then just support around them with whatever he needs, and he's going to be fine.
And those are so versatile.
Yeah. So I like the team.
I really like this team. I think I put it in the power rankings fairly high.
Yeah. I don't remember my Shield power rankings, but I did spend some time with them. Alright, let's see. We have Ash coaching the Hershey Herdiers. He's got Gyarados, Crocodile, Talonflame, Rotom-Mow, Type N, whatever he is. Type Null. That was close. Galarian Stunfisk, Mineshaw, Ice-Q, yeah, Rhyperior, and the fossil guy. Dracavolt? I think that's it. Dracozolt. I'm really upped on my Gen 8 mons. Jeremy helped draft the Mudsdales. Very good.
Yeah. I would dare say the Mudsdales have a better draft than he does. But we'll get into that later.
Well, yeah, we'll get to you, Jeremy. Don't worry. No flame, by the way. Only hearts.
Only love, yeah.
All right, so I think I remember from the draft, Ash picked Gyarados, like first overall pick.
Yes, he did.
Ash, if you ever watch this video, give me a little indication what you see, because I don't know, man. I don't think Gyarados is as good this gen.
No, without Z moves, it lost a lot of its power.
and it's like,
But
well,
I
it
mean, he
lost
had
a
it
lot of
last year too.
versatility. Like, oh, I don't know. He could make it work. He's got the support for it, but it's hard to make Gyarados work.
Yeah.
Like with when you know what's coming. Um,
Yeah, I mean, this is another one of those cases where he has like the team can do a lot, but I think it's just fairly risky because Dracozold only gets good power because of Hustle.
yeah,
So it becomes like you have to risk that. And a lot of these mons have to set up to do a lot of damage, being Gyarados, Talonflame, Crocodile, Rhyperior, Ice Cube. Like, they can't just do anything on their own. I feel like they need a turn or two to set up correctly, and then they can become much more of a threat.
I'm just like, I see a lot of great individual mons here, but I'm missing the synergy.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a lot of momentum generators either. So
I mean, there's
got
me and Xiao,
but
that's about it.
yeah,
Talonflame, I guess. Rotom-Mow. There's decent enough. Like, there's 3 solid U-turn, Volt-turn core.
that's true. That's true. But,
He does have double Intimidate, which is nice.
yeah, no, and I've had that before. Liger gifted a sub. Pog,
Yeah.
dude. Thanks.
So the big issue with this team is it's all physical.
That's
Like,
true.
I don't look at anything besides Rotom-Mow and see, oh, this is a special attacker.
No, and Rotom Modes doesn't feel good either because you have to have Leaf Storm as one of your moves. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Nasty Plot, but that's back to the issue of you're either speccing it or you need a turn to set up to do like the big damage.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. So we have British Gent coaching the Belper Bewares. He's a long-time returner.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that Kyurem, Hatterene, Bronzong, Tentacruel, Colasol, Alolan Persian, the Teapot, who can Shell Smash, which is funny,
Yeah.
Braviary, Raichu, and of course Beware.
He did trade away Poltegeist and Beware for Gourgeist and Scizor.
Say that one more time.
He traded away the Teapot and the big teddy bear for Gourgeist and Scizor.
Much better. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, much better.
I mean, his team looks a little weak to, like, fire-type moves, where there's only, I think, one. I mean, there's Tentacruel and Colossal that can take a fire hit.
So many of the special fire type users though got the Scorching Sands, and it's like the move designed to ruin Colosal's game.
Oh, yeah.
So
Otherwise,
see.
I like the team.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's gonna do its thing. It's got.
Mhm.
I
mean-
fear you're gonna be scarfing Kyurem just about every week, but on weeks you can get away with something else. Metronome's always a fun item for that
Oh,
Pokemon.
yeah.
But
Definitely. I'm not sure about the... I don't know about scarfing it, but... Because it has Dragon Dance now, so
Oh,
it could be
right.
more... It could be cool. But
Yeah,
I feel
I'd
like
love
if
to see a
anything, you're going to be
Dragon Dance
scarfing
set.
Braviary every week.
uh,
Just because it does things. That and, like, there's not a lot of removal. I mean, Kyurem can defog, but usually it's going to be Tentacruel or Braviary to remove. And it's
I
mainly
think
a big
Tentacruel
spinner.
a lot of the time
Yeah.
because Tentacruel's fairly bulk as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got Trainer Sleeves coaching the Villanova Vaporeon. This is another sick logo.
Oh, yeah. I think this is a great logo.
Yeah, they made this themselves, didn't they? Or someone made
think
it for them that wasn't Aussie.
Yeah. Yes. I
So
believe so.
so I dig it.
Yeah. It's a great job.
Yeah. Why don't you take us through what they got?
Okay. They got Jirachi, Vaporeon, Venusaur, Torkoal, Hitmonchan, Dedenne, Darmanitan, Mudsdale, Zoroark, and Dusclops.
Okay.
So I love this. I love the Sun Core in the middle.
Yeah, I do.
I think Venusaur Torkoal is a deadly, deadly combo.
because Venusaur is useful outside of Sun too.
Mhm.
Like,
It's a solid grass and poison type.
I like this team. Jirachi's super versatile week to week.
Mhm.
Darmanitan's gonna. It's a family
In
stream. I don't
Sun?
want to say it, but he's gonna,
Oh yeah.
pound some faces into the dirt. Oh, you
So
resist fire type? I don't care.
yeah, as I said, the only issue with the team is that the only removal, or I mean, there's two ways of removing it, and it's Torkoal or Hitmonchan spinning.
Yeah.
That I don't like it when you just have when you just have spinners and there are no defog options. But,
No. Torkoal can spin, can he?
yeah, well, Torkoal and Hitmonchan are the only things that can spin.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah. So like if you bring in a good ghost type, it can almost wall it.
Yeah, but there's not too many good ghosts in draft.
No.
So I think he'll be okay.
I'm not worried. I really do like this team though.
This is one of my favorite teams. It's just it's got the fire, water, grass core, one of the better ones in the league. But
Oh yeah.
okay, this is another team I really like a lot. The Sydney Snorlax.
Sydney Snorlax.
He's running Corviknight, Arcanine, Snorlax. A lot of people drafting their namesake in the Shield League. Yeah. Help me out. The
Helios.
Shuckle. Shout out to Shamu, of course.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Shed Ninja. Toxapex. Galarian Slowbro, right?
Galarian Slowbro. I don't know why it's Slowpoke, but it is Galarian Slowbro.
Yeah, it's the yellow. Chinchino and Manectric. And I think this team's already traded. So Bobo.
No, they've not made any trades.
All right, then it's the Shed Ninja from Sword League that's gone. But okay, so this team, man. What is this defensive nonsense core of the Corviknight and the Toxapex? I'm getting some OU vibes from that, and I don't like
Corviknight,
it.
Toxapex, Arcanine. It is disgusting to have to break.
I mean, so he doesn't have a ground type, but he's got the electric Exorber and Manectric.
Does Manectric gets lightning rod? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you can count that as an electric immunity, but
I mean, it'd be great if he could somehow pick up a
ground type,
like Mr. Lord Snorlax. If you can find a ground type somewhere, get it, because that's the only thing you're weak to.
Yeah, like electric is the only thing I'm worried about.
Like, I mean, electric spam's gonna kind of hurt you, but I wouldn't be that worried about it.
Yeah, the only other thing is your only defogger is Corviknight. I mean, that's not an issue, but you're just relegated to that being a defogger every single game.
Yeah.
If you want to defog.
But I mean, that's alright. But the Arcanine. But the tough thing about this team, though, is it is missing a natural win condition. You can set it up, though. Like Curslax is a good option for them. Chinchino with if you weaken everything a lot with a scarf or a band can put in a lot of work. So this is going to be a team that is going to win through attrition, though.
Yeah, it's an endurance match with this, and I'm not the biggest fan of that in draft, but I mean it works. It really does. It's just about it, though.
We got But yeah, so Bam, even the thing with electric is like you could always switch the Shed Ninja into an electric attack and it don't care. Yes. I mean, the issue is then you probably have a Shed Ninja in, but that's a discussion for another day.
And if hazards go up and they haven't gotten a chance to defog them away and you're not running heavy duty boots, that means you then don't have a focus sash and you can only take one hit. So like there's trade-offs with Shed Ninja this generation.
Yeah.
But I do really like this next team.
Yeah, Taco Wolf. He's coaching the Manitoba Magnezone. He's got the Excadrill, Rotom Wash. Oh, yeah, these sand teams with the Rotom Wash, I hate them.
Yeah.
Gigalith, Gastrodon, Ferroseed, Driftbloom, Sylveon, Incineroar. Help me out on this one.
Duraludon,
thank you. And
Mole.
Yeah. So, all right, he's the sand team first off. And
I like the stand core of Gigalith over like Hippowdon or Tyranitar because I think it's a value in C tier, and then it's just extremely bulky.
That lets him pick up the Sylveon and Incineroar pair too, since he's not going for two.
And Duraludon, those are all B tiers.
Yeah, so I like that combo. Because I think Like, I think Incineroar gets to do more things, but it's probably the second or third best fire type mon in all of draft.
Oh, yeah.
Cinderace I put a little ahead just because it does one thing, but it's going to do it really, really, really well. But
The fact that it's a dark type just helps it out so much.
yes, it's scary, and it's quite tanky. So
Yeah.
So this team's gonna.
That is the only issue though, is because it is so tanky. Like there is not a lot of speed. Like the highest speed tier is Excadrill without sand is the fastest thing.
No, but Excadrill's got rapid spin, so I'm not too worried about the lack of immediate speed for this team.
Well, it's just a matter of when you get to prep and it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about speed when his fastest is just Excadrill. And if you're already preparing for it to be double speed in Sandstorm, it becomes less of something you have to worry about. But I do like how he's paired up with having 2 water types, one being a water immunity on this team.
Yeah, I can't wait for the I don't know if he plays the rain team up above, but the speed creep wars on their
Oh
settings,
yeah.
Running minus speed tech on the Politoed.
He plays the Kansas City Kingdras.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever an issue. Gigalith has like negative speed, so I don't think you can speed creep that one. But
no.
But that's all right. All right, so now we have Oof the Quagman coaching the Cincinnati Clawitzers. Run us through this. I gotta take some water.
Yeah, of course. He has Cinderace, Obstagoon, Alolan Raichu, Hitmonlee, Hitmontop, Sandslash, Scolipede, Porygon Z, Frostmoth, and Swoobat. But he did drop Alolan Raichu for the Lurantis that we talked about earlier. So that was a trade that did happen.
Okay. All right, a lot of power on this team.
I don't understand double Hitmon.
No, that I'm looking at that right now. I'm like circling it with the mouse. It's
also we can play the fun game of how much of the team is weak to rocks, and it's 4 out of 10 mons.
Yeah.
Gritty does have 1, 2,
do we get to count? Do we get to count the moth twice?
We should.
So I mean, this team can slap. One Calm Mind. So, but like I don't know. This is the same issue I had with the what team was it? Asha's team. I think this team just lacks an identity of what it wants to do. Like, so Cinderace is gonna probably U-turn into something, and then that something will hit, and hopefully when that something hits, it weakens whatever enough that Cinderace can eventually come back around and win the game.
Yeah, like it's either that or you have Scolipede that's going to come in, kill some, like revenge kill something, get the speed boost, and suddenly it's off to the races.
So it's like you have to play this team hyper offense. Like, I feel like for the Porygon, you're going to be running either Specs or Scarf.
Yeah, or Agility. You do have that option, but
or what?
Agility. You can run Agility Porygon.
Nah, I don't think you will. I think the way this, you can. I think it's just much better if you can just get off the.
Very fair. Well, as we said before, this is a team where most things need to set up to do something.
Yeah.
Like that, and all the free agent picks can set up. I mean, Hitmonlee you can even set up with
if you want 3 spinners.
Yes. And he does have a good knockoff user in Obstagoon, but
Obstagoon's good. Like, he's got good mons, but
heavy duty boots are going to be a favorite item for this team. I can already foresee it. All right.
Okay, coming up next, we got the Minnesota Nidokings with the Hydreigon, the Togekiss, the Alolan Marowak, Quagsire, Miltank, Flareon, Lucario, Lycanroc, Dusk.
Lycanroc Dusk?
Yeah. Galvantula, and that's another Gen 8 mon I don't know the name of. Yeah.
And he did trade away the Alolan Marowak for Delmise. So I understand it, getting a grass type and getting a spinner is is nice to have because the removal on this team is Hydreigon, Togekiss, and you don't want them to have to remove stuff like that. But I think a little Marowak is just invaluable.
Way better.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's super sus. Like, drop the Flareon for something. It's Flareon's a dead mon, man.
I mean,
you gotta run Toxic Orb to do damage to anything. Yikes.
Yeah, either that or you run Choice Band, Flare Blitz, and that's what you get.
But what I like a lot, and I'm just gonna talk as I see. I love the Togekiss and the Hydreigon.
Oh yeah,
those are scary. Galvantula is super strong to just lead off with. You can Volt Switch out if you need to. It's probably not gonna die. Like it's weak to rocks and fire. Maybe one other thing, but I'm not wowed by the Lucario. I like the
There's
Quagsire.
A lot of versatility on the team.
Yeah.
Like Hydreigon can do a bunch, as you said. Same with Togekiss, and even Lucario can be physical or special. And so you have to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
And it is one of those mons that's a great knockoff abuser with.
But like he's got great support for the Quagsire, man. Like he has so many like grass resists. So
I think Miltank gets Sap Sipper. Am I making that up? No, it does. So it even has a grass immunity if he wants it.
So there's a lot of good synergies here. I think he's got a great way he wants to play, and I do
you don't
like
want to bring grass for this team. I think everything resists it.
Right.
But
so
Lycanroc and
even though I'm not a fan, the Delmise is still gonna fit in here.
Oh yeah, I think it fits in fairly well actually.
Sleeves, yes, we hit your team a little bit earlier, but the VOD will be posted, so you'll be able to check it out in a little while. All right, let's finish up. We got just a few more teams. We have Retro Typhlosion coaching the Idaho Incineroars.
And they have Terrakion, Mimikyu, Durant, Ninetales, Dubwool, Wartortle, Charizard, Celebi, Amoonguss, and Flygon. And they have not made any trades.
Okay. Let's see. My first impressions on this is I like the Terrakion as a mon. I think it's super strong in Draft League.
I think Mimikyu is better than Terrakion in Draft League.
Oh, I mean, that's true.
Like, I really like Mimikyu pick. I think it's really solid, and he does have a decent core to support it with Celebi and or Amoonguss. I don't think you need both of them, but they both do good things.
I think depending on what their like quote unquote grass answer is, you'll be able to swap them in and out.
Yeah.
Like you may not be bringing both of them every week, but and then Flygon's a super
I mean, they do also
dragon.
support the Dragon, which is nice.
Yeah. So he's got the Wooloo, not just for the memes.
This is the double, and double can do things if you let it set up.
Yeah.
The big issue that I see with this team specifically is what takes a Psychic, and the answer is Celebi.
Yeah.
And Psychic is one of the most popular types. The fact that there is no Dark type is the only thing I really just don't like.
Knockoff.
I mean, I don't think there's a ground type in Flygon. But yeah, not having a Dark type, I think is almost crucially like hindering to the team.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't know. Like I see what he wants to do with like. You know, he's got some things that can hit really hard. Mimikyu can win the game after a Sword Stance. It's just...
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be tough to set up. And then Flygon
this is another team
T-Dance.
That's stupidly fast.
Yeah.
Like, the average base of this team is like 88.9. That's ridiculously fast. Granted, a lot of them are sitting at that 100 mark. So, like... The speed tiers are not the best, but
and I think a lot of the reason I may be down on the team is because I'm just not a big fan of hustle mons.
Yeah,
like, especially like I feel like Durant with no Z move has gotten way worse. Because like the Z move, like you can just slap right away, but
it almost forces you to have to risk it or run Home Claws every week.
So I'm really interested to see how this team does.
It does have a lot of power, and I love the new Ninetales.
Yeah, no, It can do things. I need to see this team in action. Like I'm pretty neutral on it. Like it has potential.
Oh, I completely agree.
Okay, so
All
two
right.
more. We have Ribby coaching the Carvana. He's got Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Mamoswine, Ribombi. Oh no, too many Pokemon. Seismitoad, Lantern, Pheasant, Ferrothorn, Chandelure,
Mr. Rhyme.
Mr. Mime, Galarian, and
That's Mr.
Drampa.
Rhyme,
Mr.
actually.
Rhyme,
Yeah.
Rime, and Drampa.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
I like this team.
What does Pheasant do?
Unpheasant got Brave Bird this generation.
Oh, did he? So he can hit things now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like poor man's Dodrio.
Oh. Well,
Kind
that's
of.
not a good sign.
Except it's not as powerful. I mean, it's still very powerful. It's not as I don't think it might be as powerful, but not as fast as Dodrio. So, but it's still like, it still has potential. I think.
Let's see, Pheasant.
I mean, the other thing is, I mean, I will keep saying it is, well, how do you take a Psychic? Granted, he does have both Ferrothorn and Mr. Rhyme, and his team is a little bit bulkier to take those hits.
Yeah, he can. All right, 93 speed, 115 attack. Okay.
Basically,
I mean, you
Dodrio.
could scarf it if you want to get your
Oh,
moves
yeah.
off guaranteed. It's got U-turn. Okay. I'm
And that's
back
the
on
other
board.
thing is, I mean, one of the most popular things with Unpheasant is the fact that it gets Super Luck and Focus Energy. So you could do
Crit.
yeah,
Sniper.
Crit Pheasant.
I
I like the
the
team.
I do. It's got a nice mix of, Urshifu and Mamoswine for your physical.
Yep.
Seismitoad, or not really
There
him,
is-
but you've got Chandelure and Drampa for some pretty good special damage too.
There's no way to remove hazards, I think. But I think Ribombi might get Defog.
It
Maybe.
does, but you're weak to rocks.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Same with Unpheasant. I'm not sure if Mr. Rhyme gets Rapid Spin. It might, but
That's the issue.
that's-
You got all these mons weak to rocks,
yeah.
but he's got enough power. He may not.
And not
need
well,
it.
not everything like needs rocks. It's just a matter of hazards can go up, and since there is no grounded poison type, Toxic Spikes looks like it's going to eat this team alive.
Yeah, that is a big issue.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Last,
And I think-
and if Shamu is here, certainly least. If Linian's here, certainly not least. Love you, Shamu. We have the terrain team. He's got.
I love it.
His first two picks were the Indeedee and the Rillaboom, I believe, right?
Yeah. It went Indeedee, Rillaboom, and then Galarian, Weezing, Clawitzer.
Oh.
I think it's brilliant. I mean, I really do love this little, like, terrain thing that they started. Like, this terrain war, I almost want to say.
It's not too much of a war because it's just the one other mon.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Well,
that's fine.
I think there's a Thwacky that could have been drafted that wasn't. But I think it actually works fairly well together.
I think so. Because these are mons that are going to do what they want to do in their own terrain. It's not like you're competing with them or anything, or trying to get out a Halucha to take advantage. Like, they will use their own terrain. You're not drafting the terrain for another mon, which ups their value to me in draft leagues. You only get
And they have budget electric terrain with Clay Glang. I love it.
They knew what they got to do. They knew.
I mean, that's the best part is, like, they have built a good, like, core with it. Like, they have a good support system for this terrain with Galarian Corsola, Rotom Heat, and even Druddigon being able to set, like, two of those can set rocks. They have Defogger and that, and they have Defogging and Weezing. I mean, they have supported their terrain, I think, fairly well.
I like the Slurp Buff on this. They've got quite a few ways to win games here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kling Kling spam setup.
I even like the throw if they want to circle throw things around.
You know, when I remember watching this draft, I was like, oh gosh, this is such a meme draft. But
the more you look into it, the better it is.
Yeah, they've got good synergy. So this is a
They
pretty
even
good
have
team.
sticky webs. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a lot that you shouldn't have to prepare for that you now have to.
All right, let's ban these guys out. Ozzy,
Right.
if you're listening to this, ban these two. Two brains smarter than one. They
are the NDDs. We'll leave it up to you guys to figure out which one is which NDD.
Everyone here is playing 4-head games. These guys are playing 8-head. Alright, so that wraps up the shield. We're going to go through sword here, but we're going to go real fast.
Sure.
Because we already kind of did this in the other vid. But just as a quick recap, we'll kind of go over the teams. If you think it's worthwhile to say any words, we can, but you can also just check out our other vid on the actual draft. You just go to the end. It's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
All right. So
all right.
Puck Bud coaching the Hartford Wailords. Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Celebi, Scyther, Ghostmon. Yeah, Spooky. Magneton. Mr. Mime, Galarian, Incineroar, whatever, Comfey, Duraludon, and Miltank. Thatch is gonna watch this and go, I can't have someone representing this brand that doesn't know the names of Pokemon. But alright, so decent team. It comes together. Yeah. I love the Scyther. I love the Celebi.
I think it's missing good hazard control and a poison type.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
Alright. We've got the Pittsburgh Piplups, coached by Zekrom.
Sand team too.
And look at these first two: Excadrill, Rotom Wash. Wow. And then you have the Whimsicott, Braviary, Scrafty, Buffalant, Hippowdon, Dusknoir, Dusclops, Umbreon, and Colossal.
Yeah, and he did trade off the Dusclops for Gothitelle, but Gothitelle does not get Shadow Tag.
No, so it's whatever. In terms of that trade, I think this is a really strong team, though. Just based off the actual synergy.
It's all physical, but I mean,
but it's. Do you doubt the specs? The specs wrote him.
Yes. I doubt that if he doesn't bring it, he doesn't have a good check to other things, because that is also the main defogger on the team.
Shamu says it's fine. Thatch doesn't know either. We had to make him flashcards.
That's great.
Thatch and I are boomers though, so whatever.
I don't know. I've started looking in because I play this game in 2 weeks, so I'm already all right, let's start breaking things down. But
listen, I'm old enough to remember before the first Pokemon game came out and actually playing games before then. I'm a literal boomer. I
don't remember games before Pokemon.
That's alright.
Granted, I was also 5 when it came out.
I say this
I'm a millennial.
As if I'm not, only 2 or 3 years older than you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's stay on target. We have Aggie coaching the Houston Zeraora. He's got the Dragapult, Cobalion, Tentacruel, Mudsdale, Xatu, Flareon, Rillaboom, Alolan Ninetales, Skuntank, and
Glaceon.
Thank you, Glaceon.
Yeah. So I really like this team. I think it hits on every aspect that you want for a draft. I don't like Hail and the Alolan Ninetales, but I mean, that's just my personal preference. Otherwise, I think it does fairly well.
I mean, nice weird little bit of synergy is he could set up the Hail, bring in the Rillaboom, and you're gonna be taking no damage from the Hail because you'll be healing yourself. I mean, they will too, but
oh yeah, the annoying thing will be Snowcloak, Glaceon.
Yeah, he's got that option.
Imagine Bright Powder on it as well, and suddenly you can't hit the Glaceon, and it just makes everyone upset.
So it's got decent options. It's pretty well rounded. It's got a nice mix of the
very well rounded team. It's another one of those where you win with Dragapult,
and that's okay. If there's one mon you want to put it all on to win, I would say that Dragapult would be perfect for it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we have Dell coaching the Sao Paulo Scizors. he has Alakazam, Amoonguss, Inteleon, Sirfetch'd, Golisopod, Rapidash, Goodra, Lucario, Galurk, and Togetic.
He did drop the Lucario for Bisharp, which I think was a smart choice.
Yeah, that's a really good choice on his. But these trades do not take effect until week 2. So,
Yes.
like the first week, which I play them first week, these are the 10 mons you're looking at.
Yeah.
So,
Hazard
Golisopod's
removal
Steel
is
at
another issue.
D tier, by the way. Fun fact. But he's got his team's super speedy with like 2 things that can sweep. Inteleon and Zam are both 120 speed.
Lucario is fairly fast too. I think it's what, like 80, 90. Yeah.
Yeah, 90 speed. And then everything else is super slow except Goodra, which is in the middle at 80. But or Rapidash 105. So he's got like really slow things and really fast things, which is pretty good. That's kind of what you want. But
it's more well-rounded than I expected, and he put together a great team with, I want to say, the leftovers.
Not just leftovers. I'm pretty sure with how fast like he responded to, oh no, I didn't see it, and like I have, here you go, like here's my team. I'm pretty sure he threw it together really fast. Almost, I don't want to say an embarrassment, but like maybe he didn't think it through all the way, but like it was fast and it's a good team. So props to Dell. It's scary looking. Okay.
Right. On to P. McGee in the Boise Bewares. And he has Aegislash, Silvally, Seismitoad, Ditto, regular Weezing, Basculin, Tangrowth, Weavile, Alolan, Galarian, Rapidash, and regular Sandslash. And I know he did make a trade, but as I said, that's not going into effect week 1. But it was the Tangrowth and the Galarian Rapidash for Hatterene and Eldegoss, which does help his lack of hazard removal besides Silvally.
Yeah.
I mean, and Sandslash does spin as well.
Alright, when I look at this team, I think it's kind of all on Silvally to win these games.
Or Aegislash.
I don't view Aegislash as a game winner by himself, but he can very well open up games to be won.
Fair. You're right. It is more of a wall breaker along with Weavile than just a game winner.
So, but like he can do that.
And he also has the Ditto, and Ditto is
Ditto can win games.
Yes, Ditto can win games. It's like one of those things where like you have to be smart in setting up if you set up at all.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just bring trash to make the Ditto trash.
Yeah, either bring trash to make Ditto trash or
pretty sure
unburden Mon.
Season 2 we had some memes going around about that, but I don't remember. So it's just an interesting team. I want to see what Mr. 2000 ELO can do with it. But
I think it's fine now. I think it does get better after trades.
Yeah. Because the Galarian Rapidash was dead weight. Heaterin is
and once you get Patterning, Trick Room becomes a viable option to win.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, Aegislash can win you games because like you throw up that Trick Room, guess what? He's schlapping everything around, and so I think that becomes a much more viable option. But
I completely agree.
All right, now we have this Dr. Geo Scrub coaching the Columbus Gallade. He's got a Jirachi, Primarina, Heracross, Rotom-Mow, Dredagon, Beartic, Cinderace, Diggersby, Malamar, and Slowpoke. So
I mean, I said it before. You have one Defogger, and you have Court Change though, which is really nice.
Yeah, Court Change is a much it just turns hazards around on you. So if you want to go super hazard heavy, like it can be used against you. Not to say there aren't ways to play around it because it's fairly specific, but
yeah.
So
and that I just don't like the Beartic. I don't think it does anything for the team.
Well, if you find something better in E tier, DM me.
Okay, we'll do. I can send you a list.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's any too much better. Because I picked it up in the last round, second to last round, like that and Slowpoke.
Yeah,
but
I know. I mean, like it goes with the team. It's just
It's here.
Yeah,
Careful if you bring weather. That's all.
fair enough.
All right, so we have Hens coaching the South Hampshire. Scythers, I'm guessing. Just
Yes.
think it. Yeah. Oh, we just ran out of room. It's written up there. It just doesn't fit in the cell. All right, he's got Gengar, Mandibuzz, Rhyperior, Bronzong, Selgor, Clefairy, Melodic, Gourgeist,
Dr.
Turtonator.
Shamu DM'd you a better pick.
Oh, he says, no, I can't say it out loud. It's super secret draft strats.
Oh my.
No, he said it draft Wooloo.
Yeah.
That's a big Omega Lol from me. That's
I think
hilarious.
it would have been better than Beartick, but
Could be. All right, so looking at this team,
it's
whew,
fat.
it's fat and it can kill. So he's got like power on both ends of the speed spectrum. Gengar
but
hits
it's
really
all
hard.
special. It's all special though. Like Gengar and Reuniclus, they're both special.
I think
And
you
they both
underestimate
don't
how
have
hard Rhyperior hits, dude.
No, Rhyperior hits very hard. It's just, it's a Rhyperior.
Yeah. But like his team's so tanky between the Mandibuzz and the
Oh, it's
Melodic.
extremely tanky.
Man, I just thinking how you bust through this team. I'm not sure.
I have a couple of thoughts, but that's only because
I mean,
need
I have
to-
thoughts too, but this is our league, so I'm not
Yeah, I know.
gonna give away too much. Like we're all competitors, so
Mhm. But that is the issue, though, is the fact that it is fairly slow. Besides Gengar and Selgor.
yeah. So, but this is Hens. He's pretty good. So
We will see what happens.
yeah, we'll see what he brings out.
Bam suggested Stonjourner for your team instead of Beartick.
Oh, Stonehenge. Very good. I don't know. I may look at it at a later date. I don't like using any of my free trades like right off the bat. That's just how I like to play Draft
I'm the
League.
same way.
Okay, so Claude, take us through what you got.
All right. So I got Zeraora, Obstagoon, Noivern, Gardevoir, Quillfish, Noctowl the Goat, Corsola Galar, Piloswine, Klefki, and Trevenant. I don't know. I'm fairly happy with my team. I have a couple of Defoggers. I have a couple of Rock Setters. Covered all the types I wanted to check off my list. I have like one thing I wish was a tier lower so I could have grabbed it. And I still have 40 extra points if I decide to use it at some point.
So you got options.
Yeah. I mean, I have more options. Like, this is not the normal team I would have drafted, but I think it's going to be fun either way, because I think it allows me to have more fun than expected. Because it's going to require me to think more out of the box if I want to win with these mons.
I mean, you're super stacked. In like the offense in like those first 3 months, but it's spread out like with what it hits. I mean, it's a lot of physical between the Zeraora and the
Zeraora can be special.
He can be. That's right. So, but the Klefki is real interesting that could tie this together because like you're.
Yeah, like after doing a couple bits of team prep, Klefki has been proven to be way more useful than I ever thought it would be. And I mean, it technically can be budget Magearna. It gets the same moves.
It does.
Kind of.
Pranksters is just so good for the other things it wants to do.
Exactly.
All right,
Very much anti-setup.
Yeah, let's keep
with
moving on.
Yep. Seth Philo.
Kona Diamond Heads.
And he made all 3 of his trades already.
Very good, Seth. He's got the Clefable, Galarian Weezing, Mantine, Scorch, which is gone, Ferroseed, Alolan Persian, Chiron, Rillaboom's baby brother,
Wacky.
Delmise, and Glade. So
I really like his team, but I do want to mention that he did drop Glade, Mantine, and Scorch for Kling Klang, Jellicent, and Talonflame. Which I think does.
Those are all upgrades.
Yeah, pretty much. So
I
I think
don't
that
really
does.
like Sense of Scorch. Times 4
I don't
weakens
like it
to
either.
rocks. I
Yeah.
mean, Talonflame has it too, but at least Talonflame gets an immunity to ground and
Well,
like better
Sense of Scorch is
abilities.
immune to fire with Flash Fire.
But I don't know. It's true, but I think Talonflame is more versatile for the team because
I agree.
dropping Mantine for Jellicent's an upgrade, so it's all good.
Yeah.
All right, we got Fac Luigi coaching the Miami Delphox. He's got the Hydreigon, Mamoswine, Doublade, Roserade, Pangoro. I'm sorry, Budget Urshifu.
Budget Urshifu, thank you.
Fan, Starmie, Arcanine, Rhydon, Rhyhorn, Rhydon,
Right on.
and Pinsir.
This is a disgusting draft.
Oh, it really is. Once again, Fact comes in and makes everyone else feel bad about their drafts. So
I mean,
Very
and I have to think of the only saving grace is the fact that there is only one Mon that's above 100 speed,
yeah.
and that's Starmie.
So it's not super fast. I mean,
No, it doesn't need to be when everything can take
No,
3
I
to
think-
7 hits.
I think one of the saving graces for this team too, it's like if you look at the numbers, it has it, but it's not like if you get some knockoff spam going, it's not all that physically defensive either.
It's not all that physical defensive, and you're right, a lot of the power comes from physical. You're not going to see special Mamoswine, and you're not going to see Mamoswine, Doublade, Pangoro,
Having run
Rhydon,
Mamoswine in the
Pinsir are
past, the
all
only time
physical.
you're gonna run any special into Mamoswine is if you have a chance for the ×4 on freeze dry, against Pelipper or something.
I mean, his special defense is the only thing that would be quote unquote lacking, but that's about it.
I mean, the special's there between Roserade and Starmie. Starmie, if you build it specially tanky, it can
You're right.
hit some hits.
No,
And I
definitely.
mean, the Dark Dragon is really good defensive typing too.
Yeah. I mean, Hydreigon's a really, really good Mon.
So I expect good things from the team. Go figure. Okay, so
On to Fade and the Vancouver Volcaronas.
yeah, run us through.
Alright, he's got Corviknight, Mimikyu, Araquanid, Decidueye, Palisand, Luxray, Chandelure, Tyranitar, Stoutland, and Throw. And I think you put this best with the other draft. There's no what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like there's no
Identity.
plan for it. I feel like it's missing identity of what it really wants to do, because it has lots of removal, has lots of has decent hazards. It's just it looks like it's a mishmash of people thrown together. Because and he did drop Decidueye for Venusaur, which I mean
that's an upgrade in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade.
So that's good. We'll see how it does.
Yeah.
He had 4 ghosts on his team, which is pretty cool. But
yeah,
that opens you up to a lot of dark spam.
Exactly.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. Wreck-It Mike coaching the Virginia Victinis. He's got a Necrozma, Haxorus, Rabombi, Salazzle, Steelix, Volbaby, Terrakion, Porygon 2, Roserade's little sister, Roselia, and the new dog.
Bolton.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not sure if it's any good, but I like it. It's got all the crunches.
This team is either fast or slow, with Necrozma in the middle.
No in-betweens.
Yeah, there really is no in-between. Everything is either 6 or 7 for Haxorus above, or it's Necrozma or under 50. So that's my big issue with the team, and the way you remove hazards is Volibee and maybe Rabombi.
Doesn't feel too good, but
no. And I believe he dropped. Volibee for something else. He dropped Porygon 2 for Mantine and Volibee for Avalugg.
Okay.
So I don't know if I like that because I think Porygon 2 is really good.
Yeah, I'm not
But
wowed by it
Volby
either.
from Avalugg is, I guess, it's fine.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. So we have the Thunderous from Down to Underus, coached by Sparky. He has the Komo'o, Togekiss, Gigalith, Gastrodon, Sneasel, Tangrowth, Magnezone, Scolipede, uh, Meowstic, I think that's what it is,
Yep.
and Cinccino. So right away, I like the Fantasy Core.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you can... Trapping Steels is a little harder without the Hidden Power Fire, but technically
Body
you can still
press
do
now.
it. But, like...
He has a very, like, it's a very solid team.
Yeah.
Like, the only issue I see is the fact that you can pretty much predict what each mon will do besides Como, Togekiss, and maybe Scolipede. Because everything else is, like, almost, like, pigeonholed into a specific role, if anything.
I think that's okay. Like Cinccino's gonna come in with a Scarf and Skill Link. Tangrowth is gonna be switching into, physical attacks. Yeah. Like, I think that's okay. I think Komo'o is versatile enough that you can just build your draft around that every week. This is one of the higher ranked teams in my opinion.
Oh, I completely agree. And Sparky's a great coach. It's just that you have to really prepare for all the various sets of Como and Togekiss, because those are two of some of the most versatile mons in the entire draft.
Yeah, so pretty scary.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got just a couple more here. All right, we have Rotted Mushroom coaching the Blackfoot Scrafty. He's got the Grimmsnarl, the Vaporeon, Copperjaw, close enough, Flagon,
Close enough.
Vileplume. Who's this guy's name?
I believe it's Clobopus? Or is it no, that's Octolock. I'm thinking of it.
I don't know. I kind of know what he does, like so he's pure fighting type. So.
Yeah, it is, sorry, Graplock.
Okay. I kind of know what he does. But we'll
I don't know at all.
No.
I think it's a worse throw, but that's a guess.
Anywho, Rotom Heat, Lycanroc Dusk, Galarian or Cursula. This is Cursula.
Yeah.
And Shedinja. So the Rotom Heat and Grimmsnarl actually makes like a real interesting duo together. Like, so he's got great ways to remove hazards in the Rotom Heat. Like, yeah, he's gonna be rocking the heavy duty boots, but who cares? Like, you have to get rid of them.
It's that and Flygon are what remove your hazards.
I think you're okay with that. Flygon takes like no damage from him. I think it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bulky team. It's not very fast at all.
It's a tilting team, if I'm being honest. Like, if you know U-turn's coming, you can switch into Vileplume. Effects.
Oh yeah, the effects for is
or flip
really
turns.
Annoying.
Flip turns. Watch out.
Yeah, don't bring flip turn versus this team, or versus Vileplume, I should say.
So,
I'm curious to see what he does with it, because I don't see a consistent win con on this. That's like, oh, you can bring this like almost every week and win. So I'm really curious to see how Rotted prepares and does this, because this will be a fun team to watch.
Yeah. All right, we have Jeremy coaching the San Antonio Squirtle squad. He has gone in for the terrain with Hawlucha. He's got the Hawlucha, the Indeedee, the Cupcake, Digimon.
Yeah.
Hey, this is more of a Digimon than a Pokemon. Come on.
That's fair.
Trikalgi. The cool looking Cinderace, his little brother.
Reboot.
Yeah, Reboot. Claydol, Ferrothorn, Pinuturin, whatever, Driftbloom, and Blastoise. So,
great hazard coverage and removal. I mean, besides the fact that there's no defog, except for Hawlucha. But I mean, otherwise, it has lots of good hazards. I again don't see a dark type, which I like to see dark types.
There's not many dark types in the draft that are any good.
Fair.
I don't know. I'm just not wowed by it.
I feel like it's putting all of the eggs into the halucha basket.
And like if that doesn't work, smash the shell smash and hope to sweep.
Yeah. And the one problem I think with putting it into the halucha basket is that if it doesn't work the first time, you really can't set up again.
No.
So, but I'm interested to see how he's gonna go about playing with this team because
Jeremy's
it does have potential.
Yeah, Jeremy's a highly skilled trainer. Like, you're not gonna surprise him with a red card. Like, he knows the item exists.
Oh,
so, we'll see what he does with it. Just on paper, I'm not wowed by the draft. Like,
I completely agree.
Halucha Ferrothorn are strong mons, but to me in draft, this ain't it. Like, if you have one of the Tapus to go with the Halucha, that's much better because the Tapus are just much better.
They're good on their own.
Yeah.
I mean, Ndidi is very strong on its own, and even Pinkerton can take a bunch of hits.
Yeah, it's not like they're bad mons. They're just nowhere near Tapu level. And,
exactly.
Yeah. So, but that's fine. All right. So we're looking last, certainly not least, Liger, coaching the Waikato Chestnuts. He's got Slowbro, Sylvalion, Alolan Marowak, Serena, Hitmontop, Haunter, Crocodile, Dracozolt, Escavalier, and Tauros. And I think he dropped the Tauros.
Let's see. He dropped Escavalier, Hitmontop, and Tauros for Durant, Girder, and Orbeetle.
Okay, that's fine. So looking at this, it's pretty defensive here, if I'm being honest. It's got two Intimidate users.
It is very defensive. I mean, there's not a lot of speed, especially anymore now that Tauros is gone.
Yeah, that makes it tough to play, but
I feel like I'm looking at Gen 7 UU. If anything.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
But that's it. Like, it's gonna be a team that just wears you down with bulk and power.
Yeah, it certainly can. I don't know. I'm in the same boat of some. I'm pretty neutral on this team. This team doesn't lack an identity. It's gonna switch in, hit you back, and Slowbro is gonna be the crux of it. If you don't have a way to kill Slowbro, this team will win because he's always gonna be able to pivot into Slowbro. But
Slowbro can win on its own.
But because like the teleport support's just really good for this team.
Teleport regenerator is really, really nice
because he's going to be able to get in quote unquote free hits against you. So I think you can prepare for it. It's not easy, but
I completely agree.
So that's our two.
It's our mini take on everybody.
Yeah, so that's our two teams or our two leagues.
You want to jump over to the power rankings, like the overall power rankings?
I think I would like us to do our tier list before we do the power rankings.
You got it.
Let's start with Shield, and let me resize my window so it all looks a little bit better.
Yeah. So these are generic tiers of what we expect for how we think based off of the teams and what we think of the teams, how we think everyone's going to do this week.
More or less. I'm looking at Sword right now, but we'll switch it over to... This is Shield. This is Shield.
That is Shield.
Okay. D's not really a tier for me, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this.
I deleted D when I originally did it as well.
So, the way I view this, like... C is a little bit below average, B is average, A is above average, S is like you're way above average. Like if we're looking at actual, if you want to put it in prediction terms, I think S you're making a super deep run into the playoffs. Like we're talking finals here. A you're making a deep run.
You're winning. You're contenders to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Based off of the teams that we have so far.
B you're likely to make playoffs. C, you're not there quite yet. These are just tiers. We're going to put these in, and they have no particular order of anything.
No. The order of the individual tier means absolutely nothing other than That's the order we got to it, and you can see the order we're going in because we're probably going to go left to right. Unless you want to start top.
I'm actually just going to kind of go as I remember the teams.
Sure.
I will say that I think this first week I'm not going to put in any S tier because we have no results. It's kind of silly to guess. Like, unless you want to go for some super spicy takes, I'm down for it. I have some ideas.
I know what I put for my tiers, at least for myself. Like, I know what I thought who was gonna win, but I mean, it's anyone's game. I could put a couple. I have, I think, 3 or 4 I could put in every single category.
Okay. Well, let's start with these. I don't like. Maybe we can move them up, but I think these 3. We have the Malibu Barbaroach.
Coached by Big V.
Yeah. Shamu's team and Snag's team. I don't think there's anyone's putting them all in A tier. I don't think anyone's gonna say no to that.
No, I think they all drafted really good teams, and I think they're super, super solid. Like, we already know them as established players, which I think is why we're putting them up there already. The only other team there's probably 2 other teams I could throw up in there. One being British Gent and the Belper Bewares, because he's gotten a lot better since last season.
Sure.
It's that, and then I'm just a huge fan of the Dallas Mudsdales, but I have not seen them play in draft. I think this is their first draft, so I don't know how they're going to do.
I need to I need to take another look. Yeah, that's one thing that makes it a little more difficult with this for the Shield League is I don't know a lot of these people, and like that's okay. Like we will get to know them.
And we will learn just by watching the games every single week.
I would. Yeah. Okay, we can go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much.
With the Dallas Mudsdales up there as well. There they are.
I just personally really like their team.
Yeah.
I think the Como Clefable is just a stupidly good core. But I could be entirely wrong. I don't know. Okay. I figured we will probably have 5. If we're not using S, we'll have 5 to 6 in every.
Yeah.
Tier. Anyways.
So some other things that tier time. Other things that stick out to me, a few easy ones. We've got the Vaporeon team in B tier, just because I don't know them as a coach too well, but they have the Sun Core. Right? That's a team that has the Sun Core.
I think the Manitoba Magnazones also deserve. I think they just have a really good team.
Yeah, they have the Sand Draft, right? Yeah, it's Taco Wolves.
Yes, they do. Taco Wolves,
and,
yeah. I think that team is really scary. And
the Snorlax team.
Yep, I would put the Snorlax in there. I would also probably take the Atlanta Fletchinders and probably the Carvana Canucks as other teams I could see in B, because I don't know. I mean, we don't know how they're going to work, but yeah, I like their drafts, and that's just my starting point for it. The Nashville Neuverns, I think, have to be C tier right now. This could very easily change. They have the Halucha, but this is am I a terrain team? Am I a rain team? Am I both? Can I make both work? Yeah. And I think it's the same with the Clawters. I think they have to be C, just because the double Hitmon is a little odd. Yeah. I want to see it work. Please prove me wrong. Right. Same thing with the Idaho Incineroar. This is the team that they don't, a lot of these teams down here, they just lack identities. And I think you have to put Osh down there as well with the Hershey Herdiers. Yeah. It pains me to do it, Osh. I'm sorry. Yeah. Remember, order does not matter on this list. It's just we're putting it in a block. Yeah. And like you can make arguments for either of these teams being, I think, C or B. Yeah, this is just our super spicy take. That's all. Yeah. Because I think Murray has a decent team, and I think Bam also, at least he has an identity with he wants to go with the rain. Right. So like it could go anywhere. Like if we could make a third BC team, I'm gonna throw both of these into C tier right now as well, just because I don't know them. The thing with Murray's team is he has
answers these, but like depending on Verizian to win games feels bad, and I mean you definitely can with Azumarill, but like in draft, unless like if you have an answer for it, like it's not going to town, like. So there's ways to stop it.
I completely agree. And a lot of these, like, we're putting it like there is no right or wrong for this. This is just what we expect.
And we're gonna update this week by week as we see results. And this one, I think the Shield League is gonna be a lot more.
I think the Sword will be a little more.
All right, this you can quote this one. I think this is gonna be a lot more volatile of a tier ranking.
Yeah,
and I say that before the Sword League totally falls apart.
Yep.
Oh man, but okay, right. I think I'm happy with this.
Yeah. This is just our first predictions going into week 1. If I had to guess, unless the A teams are playing each other, I would expect them all to win, not knowing anything about who they're playing or what's going on.
But again, there is bias here because we know a lot of these guys up here in the A tier have been at least somewhat successful before or have some experience in draft. It's not to say that people down here don't. We just don't know you guys yet. Sorry, but we will get to know you as the season goes on.
And yeah, I there are teams that I like that I'm just moving up and down, and that's just based off of the draft, not about the battler, just based off of the mons we see on the page. Yeah. This has nothing to do with skill yet.
Okay.
All right, on to...
Is that really 16 teams? Yeah.
Yeah, the 16 teams in each one.
Perfect. Okay. On to...
Sword.
Maybe we should keep D tier for Sword.
Okay. If you want to keep D tier for Sword, we can.
No. I don't like
I think we're going to use all 4 of these tiers, though.
So, yeah, without touching S tier again, I think for me...
I think we have to touch S tier.
Well, I think let's start with A tier. We can get that a little saturated and then move up.
Sure.
So if I'm gonna start putting teams in A tier, 3 really stick out to me, and I know you're patting my own self on the back here, but Piplups, Delphox, and Gallade. If I were to throw,
I would.
If I were to throw 2 more in there,
I would probably throw
you and the Thunderous down under us.
So this is where I was saying, like, I could see any of these 4, if not 5, being title contenders just based off the draft.
Yeah, that's too many teams to throw into S tier. I don't want more than like 1 or 2 in at a time.
If anything, I would take the top couple from like the power rankings, but we could do anything, and yes, I am biased towards my own team and my own draft.
Of course.
And I believe Geo is as well, but these are teams that have done consistently well, and we expect to do well again.
Yeah.
Yes, 4 of them are in the same conference.
It's going to be a bloodbath. All right,
yeah, and I think only 4 can move to playoffs in that conference. If I had to guess, it may be these 4, it may not be these 4. There are plenty of other people there.
So I'm going to throw some teams in here for B.
For it.
Go ahead and stop me if you feel they belong somewhere else. But we have Hens, P. McGee, Dell, and Jeremy.
Seth. I would throw Seth in there as well with the Kona Diamond Hearts.
Sure. All right, so all of these guys here, they either have scary teams or them as a trainer are super scary. Like, here, I'm going to reorg them like this. So these first 3, I think, or these first 2 have really good teams. Hens is a really good trainer too, but like these last 3, I think have some sus picks and some, but they have some synergy too. But they're all really good players, and I think off that alone, you would expect them to go to playoffs. Not to say everyone can go to playoffs, because we run into an issue where there's not that many playoff slots, and it's going to be a bloodbath.
That's the thing. You have, out of the 10 we have here, we have, I think, 7 from one division and 3 from the other. One conference and 3 from the other.
It's a disaster.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and put
Yeah, and then I
A
would
couple of these down here.
throw everyone else then in C until.
I think Aggie's the one I'm going to put in B here as well because he's
Or
got the.
Zeraora Rillaboom. Oh no, Dragapult
Yeah,
Rillaboom.
he's got Dragapult. So I feel pretty strongly that he's got a good chance to make playoffs as well, just based off the draft.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we're going through this one a little bit fast, just because I want to wrap this up in a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not to say any of these teams down here, especially with some of the trades, could move up.
Mm-hmm.
And the spiciest take would just say that this isn't going to change, but all this could fall apart right away. It's a short season.
I expect this to change immediately.
I expect
it to change every single week, or at least part of it too.
I expect us to be totally wrong in our.
I hope we are entirely wrong.
Okay.
I mean, we could easily span this out into 4, like into the S tier, because I think there are 2. I would see there are 2 teams I think that are just
what would you
drafted way better, and that would have been you, in fact.
All right. We need the spicy takes. I'll take it. All right, there you go.
I mean, and then at that point, I would probably move Seth up to A, but that would be my grouping. But I am biased.
I'll take it. It makes a nice pyramid shape. I like it. And
that would be my.
I may have thought it, but you said it, so I've got to move myself up that way.
This is like, if I had just based off of the teams that we see from the draft, this is how I would expect it all to shape out, without anything else.
Well, let's see how it shakes out with Electric Conference gonna destroy each other.
Yep.
All right. So the last thing I want to do tonight, I want to reveal the power rankings. Now I have the one sheet Ozzy sent us that has all 16, but I am gonna try my best to stop it at 8, maybe 9.
Yes. Okay. Because I did update the sheet because one of the point totals were off. So the way it worked, for those of you that are wondering, is based on each position that you ranked them. So if you ranked someone think they have the best team, they got 8 points. Second place got 7, and it went all the way down to the top 8. Got points for where they were placed based off of your submissions at home. And those were averaged, or those were totaled up, and the higher the total you have, the higher up on the ranking you are.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to jump on over, and we'll start with Shield. You may have seen a little bit there for... Well, you couldn't see anything. Let me fix my screen.
Yeah. So this is what you guys have said. And
this is all
you just heard what we think, but this is what everybody thinks.
Yes.
Apparently. So, according to the viewers at home, you guys thought that the Minnesota Nido-Kings overall had the scariest and or the best draft, or number 1 in the power rankings.
By quite a bit if you look at the totals.
Yes.
I will say one of the fun things is here we get to see the distributions of who voted where.
Mm-hmm.
So Snag has a lot of second and third place votes. But like if we go down to 3, Big B's team had a lot of first place votes. So
people really liked his team and thought his team was either very good or it teetered out.
Yeah, so
which is really interesting.
Take that what you will. I mean the short version is a lot of people are putting Snag in their top 3, and a lot of people are either voting for Big B first or not at all. But let's just go down these top 8. So we have the Minnesota Nido-Kings number 1, Belper Bewares number 2, Malibu Barboach at number 3, Manitoba Magnezone at number 4, number 5 Grandis Gardevoir, number 6 the Carvana Canucks, number 7 the Sydney Snorlax, and number 8 is the Dallas Mudsdales. And I'm going to show you it anyway because you can just see it. Number 9 doesn't count. I got rid of it. You can't see it anymore.
So that's what you guys had picked for your top 8. A lot of these votes are very close. As you can see, like 2 points separated
Right.
to 8 and 7.
So you could almost make tiers out of these, but like,
Yeah.
so
We were close
It's
with
pretty
what people
interesting.
thought.
I think we're
I think.
yeah, pretty close. All right, now looking at the sword rankings here, Fack and I way up at top. I've got the snag effect where a lot of first, second, third votes. Fack has a lot of first. Take those with what you will. Claude, you've got the third place here, and
Yep, people think I'm either going to be in the top 5 or not at all.
apparently.
I love it.
So number 4s and 5s, we have the Pipsword Piplux, Zakron, and Sparky's Thunderous Down Underus. They're tied, actually.
They're tied at 76, and number 6 is only 1 point below them.
Yeah, that's Seth with the Conan Diamond Heads. Then we have P. McGee and Hens to round it out at 7 and 8. So real interesting results here. I'm going to give a shout out to Aggie at number 9, who's only 1 point below Hens. So,
as I said, anything can change at all. So, like this is our week 1. We will do these power rankings every 3 weeks. So this is week 0.
Yeah.
We'll after
update
week 3,
we'll update the tiers. I think week to week, but I mean that's pretty quick. We'll just take the tiers we have now and update them. But going forward, we're gonna keep doing this Sundays at 8. It'll be a lot of fun. When we get a chance to start going over results, we will maybe cover a match or 2 from each league, depending on what kind of time we feel, or if we'll see. But we'll go over results, see who's having a good time, who's having a bad time, and Jeremy, it's not disrespect. You're down there somewhere. I don't know where. I'm not gonna look while we're on stream. Sorry, buddy. But
if you're not on here, that doesn't mean you don't have a good team. It just means you have to prove to everyone else that you are better.
When has the community been right about these things ever? So
exactly.
It's all good.
Yeah, the community will get to do this. It's after week 0, week 3, and then after week 6, there will be a power rankings, and everyone has a different bye week this year, so some of that will come into play.
Right.
And then, so we do this on I don't want to say quarterly, but like every 3 weeks, and then eventually for playoffs, there'll be a whole separate bracket.
All right, Jeremy, 6-0 incoming guaranteed.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah, I'm holding.
If it's not a 6-0, straight to the bottom.
Yeah, if you lose first week, I expect you to just forfeit all the rest of your matches. 6-0 or 0-6, only results allowed. But yeah, so this video we'll upload it to YouTube, and the VOD is always available, of course, for 2 weeks. But it won't be uploaded till Saturday because I suck at YouTube and Twitch. But whatever. If you wanted high production values, you could just go watch Thatch on Thursdays.
Yeah.
All right. This is it. That's all I have. Do you have any last words you want to get out, Claude?
I don't.
All right, me neither. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. We appreciate you all hanging out in the stream with us, and we will catch you next week.